they're done. And it's no wonder everyone avoided them like the plague.
TMZ just dropped a bomb on Blake Lively.
Oh my God, Matt Damon just put Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively on absolute blast, exposing some downright outrageous, allegedly shady behind-the-scenes behavior that supposedly went down during the filming of Deadpool 2. Now, these two might act like Hollywood's cutest power couple, always trading witty banter online and offering up adorable public appearances. But if Damon's words carry any weight, there's a lot more to the story, and trust me, it isn't pretty. Could Ryan and Blake really have sabotaged a straightforward cameo shoot just to tighten their own grip on the spotlight? That's the burning question swirling around this rumor mill. We've heard whispers of leaked voicemails, behind closed doors meltdown moments, ego-driven antics, and even manipulative tactics that might have left Damon absolutely fuming. So buckle up! This isn't your typical tabloid fluff. This is the kind of dirty laundry Hollywood scrambles to bury. Because here's the truth. When a guy as respected and low drama as Matt Damon starts allegedly hinting at foul play, people listen. And when the finger's pointed at two of the most media-savvy celebs alive, that's when the real chaos begins. This is that rare glimpse into the hush-hush corners of Hollywood where squeaky clean images unravel and big names get exposed for who they really are, or at least who they might be. Because let's be honest, can anyone truly guess what's lurking in the shadows of Tinseltown? Let's rewind. When Deadpool 2 hit theaters, fans freaked out at the wild cameo lineup. Brad Pitt literally zapped into the movie for half a second, Alan Tudyk had a blink and you'll miss it scene, and then there was Matt Damon, unrecognizable in full prosthetics, stuffed into a weird bathroom humor segment that left people both confused and impressed. You'd think that'd be nothing but fun, right? Just a quick, silly moment, a Hollywood A-lister stepping in for a laugh, giving the fans an Easter egg and calling it a day. Classic Damon. But apparently, behind that comedic surface, tensions were bubbling. Allegedly, Ryan Reynolds, who's not just the star but also co-writer and producer.
We are still waiting on the amended lawsuit from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. They're supposed to be adding names or evidence, who knows, but today is the due date.
Wanted full creative dominance over every cameo. It wasn't just Deadpool's movie, it was Ryan's playground. And if anyone was going to shine, it'd be on his terms. Then came the Blake Lively factor. According to whispers, she allegedly stuck her nose into the production side, something not totally unheard of for power couples, and began suggesting changes. Not just to set design or script polish, but to who got what screen time. Some sources even claim that Damon's original cameo was way longer, funnier, and more substantial, but after a few friendly suggestions from Blake, it was allegedly chopped down, trimmed, and nearly scrapped altogether. Was it personal? Was it strategic? Nobody knows for sure. But Matt Damon, blindsided, was suddenly fighting for scraps of screen time in a movie he was invited to grace in the first place. And those first signs of friction? That was just the appetizer. What came next had people wondering if this was less of a cameo and more of a hit job. Here's where the red flags really start flying. Sources close to the production claimed that once Ryan and Blake realized Matt Damon was confirmed, things allegedly got messy and fast. We're talking last-minute script overhauls, scene rewrites, dialogue tweaks, timing changes. Suddenly, the scene Damon had agreed to was morphing into something entirely different, and not in a cool, collaborative way. More like a, you're lucky we're still letting you appear at all kind of vibe. Allegedly, Ryan requested more solo lines. Blake reportedly suggested trimming down scenes that didn't highlight Ryan's comedic edge. And somewhere in the middle of this creative storm, Matt Damon, Oscar winner, global icon, professional to a fault, was forced to renegotiate what was supposed to be a lighthearted favor. According to the whispers, Damon's team got roped into a frantic back and forth with producers and lawyers. Phone calls flew, contracts were allegedly amended on the fly, and meanwhile Damon was left wondering how the hell a fun cameo had turned into a political landmine. Did Ryan push for control because he felt threatened? Did Blake try to steer the ship behind the scenes, allegedly positioning her husband to come out looking even more like the star? Whatever the truth is, the cameo was no longer a friendly nod. It was a battlefield. But as dramatic as the contracts got, the real chaos happened off paper. Because what happened next involved egos, rage, and the kind of explosive energy
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace.
that no PR team wants getting out. Let's talk about those infamous meltdown moments. You know, the stuff Hollywood pretends doesn't happen, but when it does, it leaves a mark. Allegedly, there was a moment so chaotic on set that a handful of crew members dipped early just to avoid the drama. Rumors say Matt Damon had a total, "What the hell is going on?" breakdown after discovering his scene had been edited again without warning. No heads up, no courtesy call, just sudden script changes and a camera crew that looked just as confused as he was. But here's where things really start to spiral. Sources claim there are voicemails, heated, aggressive voicemails, maybe texts too, where Damon allegedly unloads on Ryan and Blake for what he called a manipulative backdoor move. Words like disrespectful and career sabotage were thrown around. One insider even whispered that Blake Lively herself allegedly showed up on set unannounced, pulled the director aside, and demanded the cameo scene be refocused to better match the film's comedic tone, aka highlight Ryan. Again, we don't have the receipts, not yet, but fans have dissected Damon's press junket interviews from that time, noting how he visibly bristled when Deadpool 2 came up. He either dodged the question or gave some vague answer that felt colder than a movie tie-in promo should be, but if that wasn't enough to raise eyebrows, wait till you hear how Ryan and Blake allegedly used their perfect couple status to spin the narrative and bury the buzz before it blew up. Let's not kid ourselves. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have spent years perfecting their brand. They're the golden couple of Hollywood. The sarcasm, the parenting jokes, the effortless glamour. They're adored for it. But what happens when that picture-perfect image doesn't match the behavior happening off camera? Allegedly, what we saw on red carpets and Instagram was the exact opposite of what was unfolding during the Deadpool 2 shoot. Behind the scenes, multiple sources claimed Ryan and Blake were far from the lovable duo they play online. Instead, they were described as entitled, calculating, and worst of all, uncompromising. The speculation? They allegedly leveraged their power to control not just Damon's scene, but other cameo appearances too. One insider said they were obsessed with maintaining a specific rhythm in the film, and that meant trimming any performance that might upstage Ryan's delivery. Not collaborate, not elevate, just trim. And here's where it gets even messier. Allegedly, Brad Pitt, who had his own blink and you'll miss it cameo, was also pushed to shoot under tighter, almost absurd constraints. Some speculate that had Pitt's cameo gone longer, it would have pulled too much spotlight.
Is my favourite story, I think, in showbiz this year. The Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively.
Same for Damon. This isn't just ego anymore. It's image curation. If the allegations are true, Ryan and Blake might have actively worked to limit other celebs' screen presence to make sure they remained the focus, even in a film packed with stars. And guess who wasn't buying the curated smiles? Damon's closest friends and possibly a few A-list allies allegedly started calling out the couple's behavior behind closed doors. Let's just say this, Matt Damon's not exactly new to the game. He's been in Hollywood long enough to know a toxic set when he sees one, and allegedly, when things got weird on Deadpool 2, he didn't stay quiet, at least not privately. According to several well-placed sources, Damon confided in his circle that includes his longtime buddy Ben Affleck and possibly even George Clooney, two stars who don't play when it comes to behind-the-scenes politics. Allegedly, Affleck advised Damon to walk away entirely. Word is, he told him not to get roped into a situation where the entire film's tone was dictated by someone else's ego. Clooney, who's seen plenty of comedy and drama both on screen and off, reportedly joked that trying to outshine Ryan in his own movie was a career trap. Another leak suggests that Damon's agent pushed for a full removal of his cameo. Just delete it, no drama, no press tour, walk away. But Damon, always the diplomat, chose to keep the peace, until allegedly he couldn't anymore. And once that inner circle warning bell rang, Ryan and Blake apparently knew they had to act. Cue the spin machine. No one plays the media game better than Ryan and Blake. They're PRPROS. And if the rumors are true, they went into overdrive as soon as Damon's discontent started to bubble. Insiders claimed the couple ramped up their cute couple strategy, posting adorable family moments, sharing goofy behind-the-scenes stories, and tagging each other in witty banter online. Why? Allegedly to drown out the noise? Some say influencer partners were pulled in to do subtle damage control. Watchdogs noticed an uptick in Ryan-related memes and Blake fan accounts around the time of the Cameo backlash. Coincidence? Maybe. But in a town like Hollywood, coincidence is just PR code for calculated. And while Damon stayed quiet, Ryan and Blake allegedly made sure the spotlight stayed on them, in the right way. Red carpet walks, charity appearances, parenting jokes, basically a curated media blitz designed to keep them squeaky clean while burying the behind-the-scenes chaos under layers of charm. But no amount of gloss can hide a growing rift forever, because eventually Damon allegedly started dropping hints. And those hints? They weren't subtle. Here's where the silence cracked. According to multiple insider reports, Damon eventually spoke out, not in a headline-grabbing exposé, but through cryptic jabs dropped at carefully chosen moments. At one private industry event.
Then I've been reading all the messages between them all, and which he's been putting out, obviously, and it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists.
He allegedly told a small group that the cameo didn't go as promised. Another source swears Damon told an interviewer off the record that working with certain people on Deadpool 2 was like navigating a vanity project disguised as a comedy. That wasn't just shade, that was a full eclipse. Even more damning, Damon allegedly turned down a follow-up cameo offer for Deadpool 3. Why? Some say it was schedule conflicts. Others insist it was Damon making a quiet but firm statement, "Never again." It's a classic Hollywood move. No lawsuits, no drama, just a pulled plug. But in this case, that silence was louder than any official complaint. Damon, a guy known for his loyalty and low-key presence, simply walked away. And that walk, it allegedly sent a message that insiders didn't miss. So what now? Will this story quietly vanish? Or are we looking at the start of a much bigger unraveling? In Hollywood, reputation is everything, and when whispers start turning into patterns, people pay attention. Allegedly, a few other actors have started distancing themselves from any cameo-heavy projects involving Ryan Reynolds, not because they dislike him personally, but because they don't want to end up being a punchline or a prop in someone else's brand machine. Even Hugh Jackman, Ryan's longtime frenemy, has remained oddly quiet about returning to co-star in future Deadpool cameos. Coincidence? Maybe? Or maybe he's choosing his moments carefully. There's also speculation that directors have taken note, that future cameo deals are being written with stricter terms, and that big-name actors are now double-checking who's really in charge before signing on for a one-liner. Ryan and Blake haven't commented on the rumors, and they probably won't. That's how this works. But behind closed doors, allegedly, they know the damage is done, whether it's a minor bruise or a major blow-up. Well, that's still unfolding, so is this entire saga just another overhyped Hollywood rumor? Or is it the first undeniable crack in the polished, perfect shell of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively? Matt Damon's alleged revelations, cryptic, restrained, and yet cutting, have peeled back the curtain just enough to make us wonder. Could the world's most relatable celebrity couple actually be cold-blooded power players pushing out fellow A-listers to stay on top? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing's for sure, something happened on that Deadpool 2 set, and it wasn't the hilarious, breezy cameo vibe we saw on screen. Behind the laughs, behind the prosthetics, behind the perfectly posed selfies, allegedly, was a high-stakes chess game where only one couple got to keep the spotlight. And as fans, we're left wondering how many more of our favorite Hollywood friendships are held together by silence, manipulation, and good lighting. Because this wasn't just a cameo. This was a warning.